Hello and welcome to another edition of the Gravestone Pros here at North Country Memorials. We are so glad that you are here with us today. Dad and Wesley are going to be working on a stencil, getting it on the stone and ready to go for sandblast. And you'll kind of see the first step in the two-step process, and that is getting the polish taken off the stone and getting the stencil back on. And you kind of see right up until they're ready to actually weed it out. That'll be part of next week's video. So come along.
All right, so this is day 2 with Wesley, and we got started, and I didn't get my camera going. What we have is a 2x1 grass marker, flat marker, foot stone, whatever you want to call it, and it needed to be steeled on each side. So we put the stencil on the top, and gave him some experience just making stone look consistent, feel consistent. Got a little bit of work ahead of us. We're having some compressor trouble today too, so if you hear that running in the distance, there's a reason. So he's peeling the line that's going to get sunk in to make the panel. So if you look, you can see where his knife is. He's cutting through mylar, and it's yellow for a reason. It's easier to see. And when you come to the corner, cut just past the corner, just ever so little bit. It'll make your life easier. Just keep going just a 1/16 of an inch into the rubber, not a problem. Yep, good. So now what he's doing is running his knife underneath the edge of the mylar just to ensure that everything is cut all the way around, that it didn't miss any pieces. So that when he goes to peel it out, there's no surprises.
You run it with a dull edge up?
Right. Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, I don't want to cut anything now. I just want to know that I'm good. So there, he found the spot wasn't cut, so now he's cut it. It's just going to save some heartache down the road. I think you're running into pieces of the stone. Lay your knife more flat as you come through. So rather than, because you're engaging your point, and there are little,
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling.
right? So that's what you're feeling. So here,
I got you.
here I'm going to get in. I'm going to lay my knife down. So my knife isn't even, it's hardly touching the granite. Start right, if you run into a glitch like that, start at the corner and come all the way back. And even I would get under it and let my blade pick up the mylar. See here I'm laying it down more,
Yeah.
so that it's almost levering it off the rubber.
But you don't want to go under there, right?
No, right. No, so you want it. Yeah, that's good. You're using your hand as a guide that way. That's good. So what he's doing now is he's lifting the panel. So I'm just going to come down through here, get it lifted. I don't want to put my fingers on the corner if I don't have to, just because you're losing the stickiness. Now I can start working it. I'll come over and get the other corner. I just want to keep as much sticky on the corners as I can. The straight edge doesn't matter as much to me.
Does it matter what angle you pull it at?
No, just watch that your letters don't stay
out.
stuck down, right? So now, basically, what I'm doing is I'm leaning on it and I'm working it up. So you do the same thing from there. You just start working it. Yep, now you should be able to just get it at 2 even spots here and just pull up. Yeah, that stencil's peeling pretty good, so you're going to be fine. Now you just work it, you rock it. Oh, just as I got. All right, that's fine. Just hold her right there for a second till I get caught up to you. So now I want to get back to where the Mylar is, what I'm pulling on, not the rubber. Yeah, so this, obviously that was a thinner area. So I might try coming at another angle. No, we got lots of fun, lots of fun. I just hold this, both sides there. All right, let's. You bugger. That is just wanting to be a pain.
It's because we're videoing.
Yep, because we're videoing. Well, if any of you are deer hunters that are watching this, get a hold of that, keep it up off. And if you ever watch Will Primo's, and it's called The Truth, no fancy edits, this ain't Hollywood, we're not trying to impress anybody. We have problems just like everybody. Now, I'm going to lay it this way because it's going to take some finesse to get it back in, which is good. It's good that you have problems here where the old guy can say, hey, here, try this, try that. Okay, so now you're just going to put a thin layer of glue. Try not to get any glue out here, otherwise you got to clean it off. So you're just going to put a layer of glue all the way around, and then we're going to put edges on it. Got to look at that glue and see what it is actually. Oh, this one has no brush. I got to get more of these ordered. Try not to get glue on your panel, otherwise you're going to.
On the panel. Don't get it on.
You don't want to get it on the panel. You want it on the far edge of the. Yep.
I got you.
Yep. Because whatever's on the panel now, you're gonna end up trying to sandblast through it if you don't take it off, which we'll just rub it off is what we'll end up doing. But yep, there you go. Yep, you got it. You got it. So Christian put some glue on there, and in order to let it dry, and then gum it up into a ball, and then that would help assist getting glue off. However, this glue has had white gas added to it to thin it down, which makes it more difficult to dry. So, makes it easier to work with, but to get thicker parts of it dry, not so much fun. All right, we got the first stage. So he's going to put it in there, and we'll get the stencil on, or the panel on it. I'm going to just crack that so there's a little bit of air bleeding. Yep. I think it'll all fit. Yep, you're good. All right, I'm going to check his work. See where the glue is?
Yeah.
I'd say you're definitely about there. Let's just give it one more shot. All right, so now he's going to apply a thin layer of glue. This is what it looks like when somebody's watching glue dry. It's one of the more exciting jobs we do.
We're going to be putting that on next.
Yep.
Is it good, bad to get more in the corners? Is it better?
The more evenly,
Yeah.
which you did it. I mean, you've got it.
I know it's a couple, a little bit heavy.
No, but even there, it's as long as look at your thinnest spots and feel them.
Yeah.
There, that's actually better than there,
Yeah.
because that has more of a chance of loosening up.
Okay.
So yeah, thinner is better.
Okay.
You can keep your glue thin. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just the more you add white gas, the longer it takes. But that's just a matter of, okay, I put my glue on and then I forget about it for the next 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Go do something else. There's always something to do. So if you remember, we had problems with our stencil peeling up. So now we've got a bit more of a challenge as we put this back on to make sure that we get this, especially in the middle of that S, that we get that laying correctly. What I'm going to do to help with that is I'm going to peel the S. One thing you want to do is if anything moves, don't put pressure, because if you get things sticking together, then that's not a good thing. This is where I like to keep that outside edge, because now
You can line it up.
I have something to line up from. And this is a patience game. And just using great care. Here we got a little bit of rollback. That's a good word for it. Better to get rid of it than have it in my way. So I'm just going to lay one corner in, and then I'm just watching my bottom edge, keeping it against, all the way down. And then I'm laying it. I'm not putting any pressure really anywheres. I'm laying it in, looking it over. Light pressure, light pressure. This is worth being very, very patient with, because if you are and it's laid in there right, it's going to save some headaches along the way. Put too much pressure. I've had to re-glue before, but if I haven't put too much pressure, this will just come back up out of there if it's nice and dry, and some of it comes up with it. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So this time I might just come at the upper edge. You got to do what's comfortable for you, what works best for you. Just letting it lay down in there. I'm pretty happy with it. What do you think? What do you see? It's maybe a touch high.
High up top. But
It's so that, I mean, we're talking less than a 64th of an inch down here, so that I can live with. So making sure none of that's stretched. Feels like a bump in behind there.
probably the back.
Okay, so my plastic doubled over, no big deal. Just lay it up in there, poke that up through. Again, never stretch unless you are at a place where you know you're doing it and you're doing it right. And I can't tell you what that is other than you got to feel it. So now I'm just kind of working around the letters, making sure I'm happy. Pretty happy. The boys don't do as much rolling as I do. I just started with a roller, got used to it, and I like it. Now, I'll hammer it down again after I've peeled everything out, but right now I'm going to peel everything out. One thing, if you can have a printout of it, just to reference what comes out, that's helpful. Over time, you won't use it quite as much. Yeah. I've got it all right on my phone, yeah, so I bring it up on my phone. But all right, we'll get this peeled out. Here's a little trick, took me years to learn. It's difficult to see, I'll bring the camera forward here. It's difficult to see where you're supposed to be peeling. And there's a lot of schools of thought on that. People have different ideas. Rub the surface with the dirty glove. Just rub it in, whatever. See how it's coming? So now you can see it better. I mistakenly took my glove and had it on, and I wiped it over, and I was like, oh wow, I can see all that a lot better. That's not a bad idea.
Peel her out?
Yep, peel her out. Working from the corners to the middle, basically, is what I'm doing. And if it's peeling easy, don't matter where you go from. But anytime you have a point, if you can come, instead of peeling into the point, peel towards the end of the point and away.
Thank you so much for coming. Hope you enjoyed seeing Dad and Wesley working in the shop here. Do all that good YouTube stuff for me. Leave me a comment, leave me a like on the video if you liked it, a dislike if you didn't like it, and always appreciate that interaction. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. Helps us out a lot. We are working towards that goal of 1,000 subscribers, and we just crossed the 200 subscriber mark, so super excited about that. Thank you for coming, and we will see you all next time.